Hey guys, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A video today with questions brought to me by you guys. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I have about 10 questions here. I definitely lost some. I don't know how. I had a few saved on my phone and they got deleted. So I'm sorry if I miss your question. Ask it again and I'll actually write it down this time so I can do it in my next Q&A video. I'll keep doing these, not every week, like maybe every couple months or something. But so yeah, I'm just gonna get right to it. So first question that I got was, can you prune bamboo? Will it kill it or will it keep growing if you prune bamboo? So I'm not gonna go get some bamboo right now. So with bamboo, you can cut the top off and top it, and then side shoots will start growing from there. So it's kind of like bonsai. You can kind of train like not which way you want it to grow, but how you want it to grow. You can keep it growing straight up if you want, or you can keep cutting it and it will send out side shoots and be more tree-like rather than just one tall stalk. So yes, you can trim bamboo. What is my favorite potting soil? I don't have a favorite potting soil because I've always used homemade soil that is normally a mix of peat moss and then perlite or vermiculite or both, and then sometimes like some slow release fertilizer mixed in there. I've never gone to the store and bought a bag of potting soil though. Like in greenhouses, I've used pre-mixed soil a few times, but I haven't paid attention to the brand or how it performed compared to other things. I've just been used to using stuff that I mix myself. So that's what I use for potting soil. Sometimes I'll use sand too, like with succulents and things that like really good drainage and don't want wet roots all the time. I will put sand in the mixture too. This, I know it's like there's some dead shoots in here because I had this sitting next to the cold window, but this is pure sand in here because this King Tut grass, it's a water plant. It grows like on riverbanks and stuff like that. So in here, all I have is water. I wonder if you can see. Yeah, see there's like water in there and just straight sand. There's no peat moss or anything in this. So sometimes I do that too. I'll put sand into mixes and just kind of customize my mixes to whatever plant I'm using it with. I had a lot of questions about easy care plants, low maintenance stuff. I'll probably do a whole video on it actually showing you guys the plants, but for now, I wrote a list so I wasn't forgetting. My number one is spider plants. For sure, no doubt, spider plants. I have like done everything to kill them and I can't, and I know like you can kill them. I know people have killed them before, but like they can tolerate any amount of light. I've had them in basically complete darkness, like only artificial like halogen lights, and that just like a couple hours a day maybe of that light and it was still going. If you want it to, like with spider plants, you can put them in low light, not water them much, and they're gonna be alive and green, but they're not gonna like put off little baby plants and get really big and luscious. You need to like be watering them and give them more light if you want them to do that. But if you just want the plant and you don't really care how big it is, if you just like the size it is, they're super easy. You can stick them anywhere. You can forget to water them for a month and they're good. I've literally watered my spider plant with Mountain Dew on accident before, and there was something else that I poured in it because sometimes I'll grab not a water bottle, but like a reusable water bottle that you can't see through, and I'll just grab it and assume that there's water in there. And if I see like one plant that's needs water and I don't want to go fill up my watering can, I'll just grab the one bottle that I see and like dump it in there, not knowing that there's actually pop or juice or something in it. So I've definitely watered my plants with things that are not watered before, and I've done that with my spider plant, well the one oldest one I have, a couple times, and it did not care. There was like nothing that could stop it. So spider plants I think are super awesome. a very easy starter plant, I would say, and there's a couple different varieties. There's the regular variegated one that is most common, I would say, and then there's a reverse variegated where the white is on the outside margin of the leaves rather than the middle. There's a straight green one, and then there's the Bonnie variety, and that one is curly. It looks like curly ribbon. So those are really cool and easy. Sansevieria, of course, any kind of Sansevieria, snake plant, mother-in-law's tongue, whatever you call it. There's so many varieties, and they don't need much light. They don't need much water. They're a type of succulent, so those are easy. Creeping Charlie, I wrote, where is my Creeping Charlie? Okay. So this is a Creeping Charlie. This is a type of Pilea. Ooh, yeah, there we go. So this is just a little guy. This was just a little tiny cutting. And I forget to water it a lot. They're just so easy. They can attract pests. I see one mealybug on here. Okay, 2 mealybugs. I'm gonna have to start spraying this. They can be really susceptible to pests, but if this is your only plant, you're probably not gonna have troubles with that. But these are another one that you can like kind of forget about. They don't always need full sun. They actually can get burned on their leaves if you have them in really, really like direct sunlight in a window or something, which is kind of happening right now. But yeah, these guys are really easy to care for too. And I think they're cute. They're so fun. They're like ground cover. So you can put it in like a hanging basket if you want, and it will kind of like spread out. They're just fun to play with. They'd also be cool in terrariums. They do really, really, really well in terrariums. That's what I want to do with this one. Once it gets a little bit bigger, I'm going to take some cuttings off of it probably and make a terrarium with it. What else was I going to say? A terrarium. I don't remember what else I was going to say. But yeah. Creeping Charlie, Pilea, they're really cool. ZZ plants, those are another one. They do like more light, but you can forget to water them forever and you can't even tell. They're easy. Peace lilies, if you have them in water. If you have them in just a plain old pot like this with holes on the bottom, you're probably gonna struggle with it, especially if you're like not super plant savvy and don't have the greatest green thumb. I know so many people have killed peace lilies. I've killed definitely several peace lilies, but if you plant them in water, like a lot of people use them in like their betta tanks and stuff like that. If you do that, then they're really easy. As long as they're in water, they're fine. You also don't want them to be in too much direct sunlight because their leaves can get burned also. I feel like I'm ranting on about these easy plants when I said I was going to do another video, but whatever. Succulents are known to be one of the easiest plants. You can't kill them. That is false. They need a lot of sun, whether it's in the winter or the summer. They need a little bit less in the winter, but so many people kill succulents because they don't have enough sun or overwatering, but most of the time I find that it's actually that they don't have enough light. So like everyone says like get succulents, you can't kill them. I wouldn't necessarily go with that. They can be easy if you know what you're doing and you've had a few plants before and you can kind of get the hang of it. I would not get succulents for starters because literally everyone kills them. Philodendron, every kind of philodendron, super easy. Yes, love philodendron, get those. You won't kill them, I swear to God. Pothos are also really nice. You can forget about those forever. They can also go a really long time without watering and nothing will happen to them. I also have written down oxalis, that is shamrock. There's a ton of different varieties of shamrocks too, and they're really cool. They come in all different colors and they have these cute little petite flowers on them. I love those. That's another one you don't want to set right in the window because the leaves will get burned, but they are so easy. If you forget to water them, they'll droop just like a peace lily would, and you'll see it and you'll water it and it will look like it's dead, and then literally an hour later it will be all perked up and nice and full again. Like they're just super cool to like forget about and then water and see what happens. Like that sounds really bad, but I don't know, it's just a cool thing. You feel bad and then when it perks back up, you're like, oh, I'm a plant god. So yeah, so those are some of my recommendations for really easy, low maintenance type starter plants. Another question here. Well, let me see. I skipped around, I think. Okay, I've had people asking about their cats eating plants and how to control that. I did talk about that in my video 2 weeks ago, I think, or a few weeks ago. I had a video that I did with Nugget. But it's really just getting them kind of trained. Like, this is kind of testy for her. She wants to eat this because it's grassy. Like, same with this big palm over here. She likes palms and grassy type things just because she thinks it's grass and she wants to eat grass. But if I see her like putting her paws up or sniffing a plant, I'll just say Nugget, like in a stern voice, and she'll like sulk down and then go do whatever and forget about it. It's just kind of getting them in the habit and making sure they know that it's bad. Just like with dogs, it's just like training dogs. You just have to be really consistent with it. Some people use like a water spray bottle. I've never done that. I don't know how like successful that really is, but yeah, I just yell at Nugget and she knows her name and she knows when she's in trouble or doing something naughty, because like since she was a baby I've been teaching her these things. So it's just like training a dog. You just have to be consistent with it, I guess. And I would also recommend getting plants that don't look like grass. Like if they are so tempted to get into your plants and eat them or dig them up or whatever, just don't get ones that would be appealing to them, you know? What would be something good? Like philodendron or birds of paradise, or like something with bigger leaves. They're probably not gonna really mess with that. Or if it has thick, thick, more coarse leaves, like, yeah, that kind of stuff. Or you can get stuff in hanging baskets and hang it, or use the, like, I don't know if you can see, the light is shining on it, but this right here in like a macrame hanger, and then you just set your pot in there. You can hang your plants too. If you have troubles with your pets getting into your plants, just hang them. Okay. Why do my succulents die even when I don't overwater them? So just like I said earlier, most of the time it's because they're not getting enough light. Ideally, put them right in a window, but the other side of that is they don't want a cold draft at all. If your window is kind of chilly, if it's not sealed good, or if they're pressing up against the glass, they're probably gonna like die on that side, or like get brown and like spotty kind of. So your succulents need full sun. Always give them as much sun as possible, and like always, don't overwater them. But this person said they did not overwater and their succulents are dying. So give it more sun and just make sure it's not getting cold draft from your windows or doors. Let's see. So how and why do cactus bloom in different colors? This is an interesting question. It's the same with all plants. It just depends on the pollinators that they use. If they are pollinated by bats or bees or birds or butterflies, different colors appeal to different pollinators, and bloom times appeal differently. So how a plant blooms all depends on what they're being pollinated by, or what they're being pollinated by. So that's something that's cool to think about. When you see something flowering, you can look at it and be like, I wonder why that flower is the way it is. If it's like, if it has a long like trumpet kind of shape to it, it probably is for like a butterfly or a hummingbird, so that they can get deep in there and, you know, whatever. So that's why cactus and all plants bloom different colors and different shapes and different times and stuff like that. And then my last question, how do you keep plants alive after a move? This is actually a really, really good question. It's the same as when you're bringing a plant home from the store and things like that. You want to slowly like condition them to the environment that they're going to be placed in. So if they were in a store, or you had them like in a darker corner of your house, you don't want to go put them right on your windowsill, because they're most likely going to get burned. Or if it's like a big humidity or temperature difference. Most of the time it has to do with light, but you just want to slowly help them get to where they're gonna be. If you have them way over there in the dark where there's no light, just slowly, like day by day, just move them a little bit closer to the window until you get them where they are, and they'll be conditioned, they won't get burned and stuff like that. And when you're moving, especially in cold climates, in wintertime, you always want to keep them covered in like a bag or a box to keep the heat in, so that they're not getting hit by the frost, because that's gonna either kill them or make them drop leaves or brown leaves. So that's another thing that can happen when you're moving in a cold time or a cold place, whatever. So yeah, you just want to be careful with them and slowly introduce them to their new environments. So that is all the questions I have for today. If you guys want me to do more Q&A videos, just keep sending me questions and I'll keep track of them until I have enough to do the next video. So like, don't get upset if you ask me a question and I tell you that I'll answer it in the next Q&A video. Unless it's like urgent, then be like, I need to know now. My plant is dying, help. But otherwise, if you're just curious about things, I'll keep answering questions in Q&A videos. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you can comment. I don't know if my comments are working yet. Someone please message me if the comments are not working, because I have no idea if they're working. Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to have your notifications turned on, and I will see you next week. Bye!